Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I've made a video, but today I thought I would do a chit chat get ready with me, and I'll kind of just talk about what's going on with school right now, and then also my thoughts about school, about this semester compared to last semester, and just talk about law school and just any questions that I've seen around. Just more like of a chatty vlog while I get ready, because I'm about to get ready for my day, so I just thought I would sit and talk to you guys just a little bit about my thoughts on school. Obviously, with everything that's going around with the coronavirus, that changes a lot of things, and those are unusual changes for a lot of us. Law school never goes online, so that's definitely something different that a lot of people have had to get used to, and like we all have to adjust. So I'll be talking about that. But I do want to keep this video very light. I don't want to put a damper on it, so I'll be touching on that, but probably won't be talking about it a whole lot just because I want to talk about more positive things and just my other thoughts on school other than the coronavirus, because of course we've been hearing about that all over the place. So yeah, I'm just going to try to touch on that very lightly, but probably won't talk about it in depth. I do want to preface that my hands are clean, so I do wash them every time right before I do my makeup, so just a little heads up. But I just want to kind of talk to you guys and tell you kind of where I've been, what I've been up to. As you guys can tell, I am not in my regular background, my regular setting. I am not in my apartment. I'm back home in my hometown with my parents. So I actually had spring break last week. In law school, we only get one week. But again, with the whole coronavirus thing, they extended our spring break a week. So I actually wasn't gonna come home for spring break, but I decided to come home last minute for my actual spring break. But then they extended the spring break, so now I extended my stay here. I'm staying just about 5 days extra, or 4. So I am still here. This is technically our second week. It's the extended week. So right now I should be in class, but again, it got canceled, so it's okay. I'm still here. I plan on going back to Dallas either Wednesday or Thursday. I'm still not 100% sure, but that's the plan. So before everyone gets confused to why I'm getting ready since we're supposed to be quarantined, I do want to say that I have been staying home. I have not been going out at all. I haven't been in any gatherings. I've literally just been at home, because even though we're in spring break, I still have a lot of homework, so I've just been home. I'm not going out to a big crowd or anything. I'm literally just gonna go eat with my boyfriend and his family. We're taking all the precautions, washing our hands, not coughing in front of people, covering our mouths and stuff like that if we do need a cough. So before anyone thinks that I'm disregarding everything that we're being told to do, that's not the case. I've been home literally for the past week and a half. So just wanted to put that out there. But that's why I'm getting ready, just because I'm going to go have dinner, and also because being quarantined and not getting ready. I haven't gotten ready this whole time that I've been here because I've literally just been home. So I kind of just wanted to switch it up a little bit and just get ready. So that's what's going on. But yeah, we're definitely still taking the precautions that we're being told to take. I have not really been out at all. Maybe to the grocery store to get like a couple of things, but that's about it. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me, the Dewy and Smooth one. I don't like the other one because it's just too dry for my face. So yeah, as I was saying, I did get an extra week of spring break, but I am going back to Dallas this week. I do still have homework due. All my assignments that I had due for this week are still due this week, so I still had a lot to do. My draft for my opposition for a motion for summary judgment is due this Sunday, so I still have to work on that. I had homework due today, which I completed these past couple of days. I'm still doing readings just because we're still going to have class next week. We're not doing in person, we're doing through Zoom, which is online. So that'll be interesting because, I've never done anything like that. And I don't think my law professors have either, so that's going to be very interesting. But nonetheless, law school still goes on. We still have finals. We're still going to have, assignments due. So I'm just interested to see how the Socratic method is going to go. And if you don't know what the Socratic method is, it's pretty much when they cold call you, when you read a case and they ask you to talk about it, stuff like that. So I'm interested to see how that's going to play out online or through Zoom. If you don't know what Zoom is, it's kind of like a FaceTime, but for a lot of people, so all these people can join. And that's how a lot of online professors host their classes, or sometimes they'll host meetings that way. So that's going to be very interesting to see. But nonetheless, let's talk about something that's a little bit not related to coronavirus and moving online. So I'm going to talk about internships. So now I want to talk about internships because it is the season of internship applying and interviewing and all that. So with that being said, I have applied to internships. I applied to more than a few. So far I have gotten 4 interviews set up. I've done 2. One of them was supposed to be this week in person, but with the whole coronavirus, I never heard back. So I think they're just kind of like putting it off to the side for now. I think I'll still hear back, but I don't know how that's going to play out with the whole quarantining and all that. So we'll see how that one goes. And then my 4th one is this Friday. One of them was in person about a week and a half ago. No, actually about 2 weeks ago, because I was still in Dallas, obviously. So that one was 2 weeks ago. The other one was last Friday, but that one was over the phone. And then the one I have this Friday is over the phone as well. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. I don't hear back for the one from last Friday till this Friday. So it's kind of interesting to see how they'll be hiring and all that. But yeah, so I've had 4 interviews, or I'm supposed to have 4 interviews, which I'm feeling super grateful about and excited because all the ones that I got called for are some that I would definitely enjoy doing. So I'm excited about that. I have friends who haven't found one, and then I do have classmates who have found some really big ones, and then others who have found smaller ones. So it's definitely the time that everyone's getting their offers, their interviews. I did want to show you guys like a get ready with me, or like kind of see what I'm wearing for my interviews, but this last one that I had in person, I just got so caught up with like preparing for it that I didn't do that. And then my other 2 have or are going to be over the phone. So obviously I don't need to get ready or dressed up for those. So if I do have another one, I'll do that. Or if not, maybe I'll just make a video about things that you can wear to an interview and how to prepare for an interview, because it definitely takes a lot of preparation to go into these interviews, especially depending on who you're meeting with. If you're meeting with judges or like general counsel or something like that, you definitely want to go extremely prepared. So I'll talk a little bit more about that in another video if you guys want to hear about it. If you guys want to hear what type of internships I've been applying and I've been interviewing for, then just let me know. And I'll make that a separate video talking about like all about internships, how to prepare, what to expect, kind of like etiquette and all that. So let me know if you want to see that. But yeah, I've had 2. I'm still waiting on 2, so we'll see how that goes. Now, on the topic of internships, I kind of just want to talk about how law school sometimes puts emphasis on certain internships, and that might not be the internship that you want to do. So let me explain that a little bit better. So what I mean by that is that some law schools or some career like offices will push for a certain type of internship a lot. So like obviously they just want you to get something, but like sometimes they'll push for big corporate internships, or they'll push for like big judicial internships, or you know, stuff like different types of internships. Like they'll push for a certain type of internships. So for example, me, I'm not very interested in corporate law. I do keep an open mind, but that's just not something I've wanted to pursue. Like I didn't come into law school with the mindset that I want to do corporate law, and after taking contracts, I still don't think it's something I want to do. So I feel like me interviewing or me trying that out would just be taking someone's spot that actually wants to do that. So, you know, if the opportunity presents itself for me to do that or to interview for that, then I'll do it. So, because I'm not completely against it, but it's not something that I am pushing for, you know. So with that being said, a lot of schools will push for their students to apply to big corporate law firms. So like here in Dallas, we have Grwm, Haynes and Boone, we have AT&T, like those kinds of internships. And you know, if that's not what you see yourself doing, you know, don't be so closed off about it. But again, don't feel bad because you don't want to do that. So that's something that happened to me this semester. Again, I know it's not something I want to do, but I'm not completely against it. But it's just, I guess the point I'm trying to get across is that don't feel bad for wanting to do like something that's not as big as corporate law. So like obviously any type of law that you do is going to be big, it's going to be important. If not, there wouldn't be a whole field for it. But I feel like a lot of the times public defenders, or if you go into like prosecution or public policy, or just, you know, those other more common types of things, it's kind of frowned upon by your peers or your classmates. And I feel like you should not let that like define what kind of law you want to do or what kind of internship you take. Because in my case, I didn't apply to like a big firm, and I saw a lot of people applying to big firms because those are the places that pay. Those are the places that are going to pay you the big money for being a summer associate your first year of law school. Whereas, you know, medium-sized firms, smaller firms, judicial internships, the district attorney, those are not places that are going to pay you for being a summer associate your first year. It's, your peers will definitely go towards the money, which I totally understand. I want to get paid too. But sometimes, you know, like if you want to do public policy, if you want to be a prosecutor and work with the DA, then like you can do that. Like don't feel pressured by your peers by telling you, when they tell you that, you know, it's not worth it. Why are you doing free work? That's volunteer work. When it's not necessarily that. It's more of like getting experience and testing out what you like and what you don't like. Because let's say first year you try out the district attorney, you find out you don't like that. Now you know you don't want to be a prosecutor or a defense attorney. Now next summer you can try a big firm, you can try a medium firm, you can try something else. So definitely don't listen to your peers. Don't be influenced by them. Listen to career services, but again, at the end of the day, it's going to be you who's doing this summer job. If you know you can handle taking an internship that doesn't pay you, maybe do a part-time job or another job on the side while you're doing this, then do that. And at the end, get the experience that you want, not what they're telling you to get, but still be open to any opportunities. So definitely apply to as much as you can or as much as you want to try to get. If you're open to being, you know, a prosecutor or a transactional lawyer, like, then do both, you know, apply for both, but still be open to other things. But don't feel bad because, like, all these other people are getting big firm jobs or, like, companies, corporate companies. Like, don't feel bad if you want to do a medium firm because that's what you want to do at the end of the day. Maybe once I finish my internship, once I do get an internship and finish it, maybe I'll talk about what kind of internship I did and just kind of how it went. But I'll definitely be talking about my how I prepare for my interviews and all that in a different video if you want to see that. So just let me know and I'll do that for you guys. So back to internships, you do want to start applying for that like early December, January, because right now, like late February and then all of March, like you're interviewing nonstop. So like I said, I was supposed to have two interviews this week. I had one last week on the phone, and then I had one the week before in person. So it's just back to back to back interviews. So it's also kind of in the middle of the semester. So if you have midterms or if you have like assignments due, like it's kind of just in the middle of it all. So you gotta make sure that you're prepared to do all of the above in a time crunch and around the same time, because you want to make sure you try to secure an internship before finals, so you're not stressing about that during finals time. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to. Obviously still reading, still doing homework. I don't know if I've discussed this before. I don't think so because I haven't really made any videos this semester, but this semester I am taking Legal Writing 2, Civil Procedure 2, Criminal Law, Legal Research, and Practice Foundations. Practice Foundations just kind of prepares us by practicing interviewing clients, doing intake forms, retainers, all that kind of stuff. That's Practice Foundations. For Legal Research, we're just using like Westlaw, Lexis, all that stuff. And then for Legal Writing, we're writing the opposition to a motion for summary judgment. So we do have to do legal research for that one, but the course is more of the legal writing part, not necessarily the legal research, but we were still taught some legal research stuff. So that's where we're at with that class. Civil Procedure 2 is just a continuation of Civil Procedure 1, and then Criminal Law is just Criminal Law. Oh, and I forgot, I'm also taking Property 1, so that one's really interesting just because it's very philosophical. It's kind of different. I really wasn't expecting that, but it's interesting. If you guys want to know what products I've been using, I can go ahead and link them down below or like leave them in the description box. Just let me know if you want me to put them down below. I know I do have some guy followers who probably were just watching this video to listen to me talk about school, not necessarily for the makeup, so that's why I haven't really been like talking about the products or what I'm doing, but this was more for me to just sit down and talk. I have been listening to a podcast that I definitely recommend, and this is for guys and girls, so if you're a guy you can still listen to it. They talk a lot about law school, and it's definitely good for those of you who are not in law school yet and are barely going in, so kind of want to get an idea of what it's like or what to expect. And it is called Ladies Who Law School. I think it is on Spotify as well, but I listen to it on like Apple Podcasts or whatever, Apple Music, iTunes, I don't know what it's called, but the Apple one. So it's on there. I think it's also on Spotify, but it's a very good podcast for all of you who are barely going into law school. If you're in law school, it's definitely fun to listen to because you can relate, and it's like you definitely understand everything they're talking about. And these are two girls who are law students in Oklahoma. They're 1Ls as well, I think. Yeah, I think they're 1Ls. They're in their second semester like I am. So it's very interesting because they're definitely going down the same path as I am, taking the same courses. So it's fun listening to other people's perspectives and like other people's experiences. So if you want to get a different experience, a different perspective other than mine, or other YouTubers who you watch who go to law school, definitely listen to that podcast. And I love podcasts because you can listen to them like in the car. You don't have to sit and watch. You can just, have them playing and listening in the back. So I 100% recommend the podcast. They didn't tell me to speak about it. I don't know these girls personally. I just follow them and I started listening to their podcast. So I thought that was super cool, and I thought I would share for all of you guys who are really going into law school or just applying. I know the recent LSAT just passed in February, right? Yeah, I think February was the most recent LSAT, so if you guys just took the LSAT, please let me know how it went. I don't know if you guys already have your scores back. You're probably just now getting them, but if you took it, please let me know how it went, how you feel about it. Share your thoughts in the comments. That way other people who are preparing for it kind of get your perspective. I do want to make another LSAT video, but honestly, it's just been so long since I took the LSAT that I don't fully remember a lot of it. It's just kind of something that I blocked out of my memory just because of how atrocious and how much I dreaded that test. But if you guys really do want to see another video of me talking about it, or like tips or experiences or whatever, I can definitely still make that video. It's just going to take me going down memory lane and kind of remembering how it all went down. But I do have an LSAT video earlier in my channel, if you kind of scroll down to my, like, one of my very first videos, I did record this as I was starting this channel, so it's a little bit like shaky. My voice is shaky, you know, I wasn't as comfortable in front of the camera, so it's kind of a bad quality video too, so just don't mind that. But definitely the tips that I give in that video are still 100% true. I still think that you should not be talking about your test right after you took the test, and that also goes for law school tests. But if you want to see an LSAT video, an updated one, I can definitely try to make another one and see what else I can remember from that day, or those 2 days, since I took the LSAT twice. But I guess on that topic, I want to talk about law school exams, like midterms and finals. I know not all law schools have midterms. My law school has a midterm, but obviously all law schools have finals, so let's talk about that. So, right before I came home, I had midterms, then I had spring break, and then I had this extra week of spring break, and here we are. So that's also where I've been and why I have not been making videos as much, because I was just so caught up on, you know, studying for midterms and then packing to leave for spring break, and then now I'm here. So anyways, midterms are just like finals for me, just because they still take a big part in my grade, and they kind of tell me where I'm at. So if I do bad on midterms, I kind of feel like I need to step my game up, and it's kind of like a preview for finals. So that's how I look at it. Any exam you take in law school, you definitely don't want to talk about it with your peers after the exam, because then, as I said in my LSAT video, you know, you'll start second guessing yourself, and at that point, there's nothing you can do. Like, the test is done, you've already taken the exam, the grade is going to be what the grade is going to be. And if you talk about it and you find out that you put something completely different than someone else, you're going to stress about it, and you're going to, you know, dwell on it until you get that grade back, which is exactly why you don't talk about it. And then final grades and like the grades on your final exam don't come out for weeks after you've taken your exam. So last semester it took about maybe 4 weeks or 5 weeks before we got our final grades. Like, we almost started the spring semester before we got our fall grades, like the overall grade. So it's definitely, you know, important to, you know, take the test, get it done, and just move on. Don't talk about it. Don't dwell on it. Don't go and research a question that maybe you were confused about, or like if you're confused on, you know, like mens rea, and you go and look it up and then you find out that you got it wrong, then you're just gonna think about that until the grade comes out, and in reality it's not gonna make a huge difference if you look it up. Like, it's not gonna change the grade, and if you get that one question wrong, it's not gonna make a huge difference. So just don't dwell on it. Don't go back and think about what you got right, what you got wrong. Just take the exam, move on, and just go on to your next one, or go on with your life, because life goes on. And especially for finals, like I said, your final grade is not going to come out for weeks, so you kind of just have to move on, because if you're stressing out for like those 4 or 5 weeks that your exam grades are coming out, you're just going to be miserable, and that's honestly the only time you have until the next semester. For the winter break, sometimes, you know, I finished last semester on the 22nd. I had maybe like 3 weeks of winter break, and then I started. So like I said, our grades were not even out before we started. They probably came out the day before we started the spring semester. So if I would have sat here and dwelled on what I got wrong without me even knowing, or, you know, just wondering what my grade is, then I would not have enjoyed my winter break or Christmas or anything like that. So that's just a little bit of advice I have for you guys. Just don't dwell on your grades too much, because they don't define you a whole lot. You're still going to find an amazing job. You're still going to find an internship. You're still going to be interviewed by people. You know, it's not only about what you know, it's also who you know. Make sure you network. Make sure you get to know those around you in your legal community. But definitely don't be discouraged by grades. Regardless of the grades that you get, you know, that's not going to make you a great lawyer or a horrible lawyer. It's just about how you use what you learn in law school, and how you use everything you were taught about being a great attorney, being good with people, being good with networking and advocating. So just depending what you want to do, just take those skills that you need and practice, because grades are not going to make you general counsel. Grades are not going to make you a partner. Sure, they're gonna help you get the knowledge that you need, but they are not the ones that are gonna be the significant factor. Someone's not gonna look at your grades and say like, you're general counsel of this company. Like, that's just not how it works. So with that being said, you know, take your grades serious, but don't dwell on them too much, you know. You're in law school, it's hard. Everyone that's in law school is a competitive person. I don't think there's one person that's not competitive, because the reason and the way that we all got into law school was for being competitive, for being, you know, a good candidate. We're all great candidates. That's why we all made it to law school. So definitely the competition is there, the pressure is there, but you know, just do your best. Just be you, do your best with your grades, and everything will turn out fine. So with that being said, I know this video was kind of like all over the place. It was just me rambling, honestly. I need to put on chapstick. It was just me kind of just spitting out random things, but I just felt like I wanted to put out a video because I had not made one in a while, and I know you guys are probably wondering where I've been, kind of what's going on, and honestly, like I said, I've just been really busy with school, and then I got busy with packing for spring break, and then now just kind of containing this whole chaos that's going on with the coronavirus. But nonetheless, I'm still here. I'm still going to be making videos. I just had a little bit of a hold back because I've just been so busy. Now I'm going to have a lot of time on my hands, since I think I am going to be switching to online because our school has not yet allowed us to go back, and I don't think the city of Dallas has allowed anyone to go back to any groups of 50 or larger. So I'll definitely still be here. I'm going to my apartment, so I'll be there, and I'll be filming more videos, probably the LSAT, or if you guys have any other questions, I'll be filming that. But I'm definitely still here on YouTube. I have not left, and I definitely see all of you new subscribers, which I'm so thankful and appreciative of you guys for still subscribing, even though I haven't posted a video in a month. But here's this video, and I just wanted to update you guys and see what you guys are up to, kind of how all of you guys are doing with your law school applications. I believe that at this time you guys should be hearing back from law school, so if you've gotten in somewhere, just leave it in a comment below. Congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to all of you who also just took the LSAT, because it's a huge accomplishment and it's a very hard exam. So definitely good luck on getting your results and getting into the school you want. But with that being said, I'm going to finish this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment of anything you'd like to see, anything you want me to talk about. And thank you for listening to me just ramble on and talk about random stuff and do my makeup. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.